Good. Yes. Yes. We're doing it. We're doing it. It's a show. Not on Twitch. It's on the YouTubes. Hey everyone, this is Coffee with Soul and you folks, and my window's still open. You're gonna hear traffic sounds at some point unless I remember to close the window, but I won't. Not yet. Not until I say hi. Not until I say hi and do the rounds and do that sort of stuff. We're back on YouTube for like the week. For just 1 week, we're going to be hanging out over here to kind of see how it goes. The reason that I wanted to hop onto here for a bit was, well, to be honest, like as a content creator, I feel like I need to continually try and adapt and try to make things work better, not just for me and my livelihood, but for you folks, and to make sure that we can reach more people and spread the good word, spread the kind of vibe and energy that we do, whether that's weird or not. Maybe you find that awkward. Oh well, but first let's say hi to people. Let's say hi to the chat people like Jalzan. You're the first person to say hi, so you get a point, which means nothing, but that's still okay. What's up to Cashman? What's up to Laura? I believe that's the Greasemer. What's up to me, myself? What's up to Lo-Fi? What is up to Justin? What's up to Sindri? What's up to Ragbro and Chris? Maybe that's one person, maybe that's two, I don't know. What's up to Daniel? What's up to SGK? What's up to Hi? What's up to, oh gosh, this is gonna be hard for me to enunciate. Dicoriculus. Fucking clever. I cuss. I swear on this stream. Fuck yeah. And I have awkward pauses as I'm drinking coffee. So feel free to put me on your second screen. Feel free to put me on your main screen. Feel free to put me on the ceiling projector that you have if it happens to be late at night. And you want to be like, ooh, I want that boy to put me to sleep, because boy, is he boring. Man, what's up, Caramel? What's up to Solax? And what's up to all the other beautiful digital smiling faces who may be joining us today? Otherwise, we're just going to be talking. This is for those who haven't really joined me for these sorts of things, who are used to my scripted content. This is not scripted content. I have some notes, but that's about it. Otherwise, I do these sorts of shows where I just chat and talk and stuff for as long as I feel like it, until I just gas, and then I get to whatever the heck game that I'm playing. And speaking of game, the game that I will be playing is called, let me try to switch this thing. It took a lot of time to try to get this together. This took so much, it was so much harder to get together. I'm going to be playing a game called, come on, show up. Show up! Do as I say, video game. There we go. It's called Donut County. It is a game where you play as a whole and you eat things. And then you get bigger, and then yeah. So it's going to be an experience. We're going to try it out and see what it's like. I have not gone so much further than the options menu. And so we're going to see how that goes. Let's keep saying hi to people. I can finally watch live since I don't have the Twitch. That's totally fine. I am weird and awkward. Awesome. Right now it's one person, but the community of Ragbro and Chris Gaming is watching as well. Nice. Hey, cool. Well, it's glad to have. Wait. Can they do that? Is that how it works? Like raids and that sort of thing? I don't know. Replace the curses with fruits. It's clever. That's going to be memed forever. That's going to be memed for, yeah. That's going to carry for quite some time. Am I live on YouTube? Yes, I'm live on YouTube temporarily. Someone asked a question over on the Discord channel asking about why am I doing, I forgot what it was exactly. Why am I doing this? Why can I stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time? And the answer is yes, with penalties. The answer is no. I can't. Because as a Twitch affiliate, there was an agreement that I signed where I can't simultaneously stream on Twitch and other platforms at the same time. Like if I wasn't an affiliate, sure, go ahead, do whatever you want. YouTube doesn't really care about that sort of thing. They're not like, whatever, dude, exposure is exposure. But Twitch doesn't let me do that. In fact, I can't I can't do something on Twitch and then put it onto YouTube for 24 hours. That's like a rule. And sometimes I break that rule. But I'm pretty low profile. We're a pretty small community, so it's not like a huge deal. But I want to try to, I want to try to stay on the legal side of things. I'd rather not get in trouble. But I wanted to, I wanted to be here because I know that a lot of folks that watch YouTube don't watch Twitch, that sort of thing. I already have an audience here. Why don't I hang out over here with you guys for a little while and see what it's like? Things I want to keep an eye out for, especially, would be like the time slot. I stream in the morning, and so I get that morning, and so I get some of that morning audience. But the morning audience is still waking their ass up, right? Some of y'all still asleep, doing your own thing. You got work. People are going back to work, which is great. But then we're missing the shows. And so I'm going to be kind of keeping an eye on things, and maybe I'll, have some periods throughout some weeks where I'll be wandering from here, from time slots to time slots to just kind of get a feel. It's going to be kind of awkward too, because people are going to be like, okay, well, if you're watching us here, we're not going to watch you at this time because we're not available at this time. Yada, 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 yada. That's the business side of things. That's kind of dull. Let me get to some WoW stuff. All right, there was some WoW stuff that was going on. I believe there was a thing that went on just yesterday, that clarified something that we already knew. But I'm gonna read stuff anyway. You guys are used to this, all right? Let's read this post by Zako. A point that's important to understand about time-worn keystones, this is a thread about the whole Mythic Plus time-walking thing, is that unlike regular time-walking dungeons, you are not being scaled down to the dungeon is being scaled up to you. Both the difficulty and the rewards should be comparable to current expansion Mythic Plus, with the goal of adding more options to your Mythic Plus routine during weeks where time-worn keystones are available. It's not hard to imagine that if we allowed prior expansion systems to function in Mythic Plus, players who have not played through those expansions would be at a significant disadvantage. If you're doing the current expansion Mythic Plus, you should also be able to do time-worn keystones without jumping through additional hoops. Regular time-walking dungeons, including the newly added Legion dungeons, are not subject to the bug fix mentioned above, and should continue to function as players have come to expect. So, to clarify, Heart of Azeroth does not work in Mythic Plus time walking. Heart of Azeroth does work in regular Legion time walking. So going to them six or so dungeons to like bum around, you'll be able to go nuts. And then wear like old equipment, old legendaries, things like that. All that stuff will still work, just not for Mythic Plus, with respect to that. That's being treated as endgame current content to be a side-by-side alternative. If you're like, hey, dude, let's say during Mythic Plus time walking, I got a 15 black roll hold. What do you got? I got a 15 Sanguine Depths, and I got a 15 Blackrock Cold too. Like, okay, let's do that. Let's do whichever day. So we're basically gonna have two keystones to kind of work with. One thing that I'm curious about is like the first week of this Mythic Plus thing. What level are we gonna get? Is it gonna be based? Maybe it'll be based on the same level as our regular Mythic Plus thing. So if we open our vault and we get a 15 something. Then when we talk to the time walking person, then they may give us a 15 something, or it might be, if I had a 10, then I get a 10. It could be something like that, and that'd be pretty easy. I think that'd be pretty easy to work with. Let me finish reading the post. To answer some of our other questions, our next PTR build will contain updates to the Infernal effects. We've made some changes based on feedback, and would love to hear your thoughts. Right now, Infernal is boring. You just click a thing, ads drop, you get them, or you fight the boss, and then the ads drop anyway, and then you fight all of them at once. It's very straightforward. It's borderline boring. Oh well. And then we'll see what fixes are coming. We're taking a close look at items from Legion dungeons to ensure they're appropriately balanced at present-day item levels, and making adjustments as necessary. I'll talk about that in a bit. Mage Tower is getting close to being available for testing on the Peter. So we are going to be able to preview it. Okay. I'm wondering, like, the ethics in me. Do I want to test this out? Do I want to practice? So that way when it goes live, I can smash that thing. It feels like I feel like I would be cheating myself if I were to just practice on the PTR and then kill it really quick. There's a certain thing about, I don't want to be spoiled, but at the same time, I already did this, right? I already did the one that I care about, the Protection Paladin version of the Mage Tower. I just want to do that again, just to know that I still got it. So I don't know. I'm still kind of still on the fence on this. Now, as for adjusting items, I think the thing to focus on here would be like trinkets. What trinkets are dropping from this and this dungeon, and if you guys really want, we can take a look. But I'm sure that there are some trinkets that are like, okay, they're like, they were pretty cool back in the day. They'll be really cool if they're brought up to an item level of, it's going to be 246, because we'll be able to basically, do Mythic Plus, maybe get those items, and from there, upgrade them with Valor, which I'm sure that unless you're like really lucky, chances are people haven't been spending a whole lot of their Valor, because they can't target gear. They can only upgrade gear that they already have. But for the most part, they may be, people who are going that route, they're probably decking themselves out on 252s anyway. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I guess this is appropriate, because consider that Legion Timewalking is only going to come, at least so far, they still haven't talked about the schedule. It's only going to come like twice a year. So if we're able to get something like that, that strong during that period, it would feel kind of unfair to folks. At the same time, though, because it's so rare, is it really going to be like that big of a deal? Like, if someone just happens to get lucky during that period, maybe they could just let's just let them be lucky, just let them celebrate what they got. But I guess the luck factor and the lack of frequency between Timewalking events, I think that would do more to piss people off. No one likes to be mad, right? Say hi to Bob for me. Hello. I wish I had a voice changer thing. Hello. Hi. No. Yes. Replace WoW weapons with fruits. Do you think they'll add Mythic Plus from other Timewalking expansions? Well, I think it's going to depend on how things go here. But remember, Legion is the first Mythic Plus delivery. So if this works out, then in the next expansion, it'll be expected that we're going to get BFA Mythic Plus afterwards. And then after that, we're going to get Shadowlands Mythic Plus. And then Thrall's Concert Party Mythic Plus. That's a spoiler, by the way. Am I streaming on this too? Yes, I am. Hey, what's up, Shadowfiend? I know, Shadowfiend. I feel bad for, but it's funny that both of you are talking at the same time. Right over there, Lord Semper and Shadowfiend. Those are like some of my two longest time subscribers over on Twitch, and they're probably like, "How dare you? Where's my number one badge? Ah, right? Is this the YouTube stream? Yes, it is. What's up, Ezreal? Haven't logged in months. That's okay, dude. I do not. No, it doesn't translate to Spanish. You won't be doing the Mage Tower, not for those ugly sets anyway. Not worth my time. For me, it is, because it's a thing to do. I think the coolest thing about the Mage Tower coming back is the Mage Tower coming back. It's that it presents that challenge one more time to folks. Do what you want with it. Ignore it, whatever. That's totally fine. I looked at the set and I was like, okay, I like this part. I like this part. It's just like the original sets that came from the Tumor Sargeras. I was like, okay, I like the arms, I like the legs. I'm not really fond of everything else. That's like, but that's like totally okay. Now the question is, and people have been clamoring more and more about this, and I've been talking about it too. When is 915? And my guess still stands. I still believe that towards the end of this month or early October, that's when we're going to expect the patch. A lot of folks have joked okay, joked slash not joked that, oh yeah, it's going to come into conflict or to collide against the upcoming Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker expansion. And one, I don't really buy into that because this is just the 915 patch. This isn't like a full content delivery patch where it's not that big of a deal. And two, people who are already out the door for 14, they're probably not going to look back anyway. I don't think that's a big deal. If there's anything that's going on, if there's any shenanigans, right? I fully believe that it's not about the patch delivery, that it's not about the patch drop-in that's going to mess with the Endwalker expansion. It would be more so Legion Timewalking. Legion Timewalking is going to be a 2-week event. And within those 2 weeks, we can enjoy, getting those dungeon stuff. We can do the Mage Tower stuff, and whatever the hell else comes with Legion Timewalking, on top of everything else that's coming in 915. 915, while it doesn't deliver a whole lot of content, it opens a lot of it up, and it makes it so much more accessible for folks. But it wouldn't surprise me at the slightest if Legion Timewalking took place the week that Endwalker would have come out. So that would be the week of... Endwalker comes out on the 23rd. There's an early release thing that's going to happen on the 19th. Odds are pretty good that throughout the weekend, servers are going to go to shit, because that's what happens in most expansion or game releases. So I'm thinking the week of Thanksgiving to the 4th or whatever. So starting on the 23rd, that's when Legion Timewalking I expect would start, and it'll end on the 7th. Ooh, that would be so so expected. So expected. If they're normalizing gear for the Mage Tower, then I wonder if we should craft the Shadowlands gear so you can have a socket in every piece. Well, that's a good idea anyway. The thing is that, we don't quite know yet if they are going to scale, if they're going to treat the Mage Tower like they are with Mythic Plus. Are they going to scale us up, or are they going to scale us down, or are they going to scale the dungeon up, or scale the Mage Tower up? So that's going to I think that's going to make kind of a big difference as to how we're going to take that in. I would love to use the Heart of Azeroth in the Mage Tower. That sounds like fun. But then I guess there are conflicting feelings about this, because one, just like with Mythic Plus, we don't want to make it feel unfair to people who didn't play through Battle for Azeroth, that they now have this advantage in Legion. That doesn't feel very fair. Or imagine like someone like me, okay, I played through, I have like a single main, and I played through everything, and I just crushed 3 of the Mage Tower challenges as a paladin. 1 tanking, 1 healing, and 1 DPS one. But if I want to do the other Mage Tower challenges, my alts, they're doo-doo butter by comparison. They don't have a Heart of Azeroth, they're not powered up, they don't have any of that good stuff. And so they're going to have a much, much harder time completing the remaining healing and DPS challenges. Thank goodness I did the tank one. So that unfairness, it still stands. However, this is only cosmetics. This is only for the sake of getting a mount and a couple of transmog sets, depending on which classes that you use. And so you're not going to get like a huge gain out of it. It's more, it's just a prestige sort of thing. And on top of that, there is an achievement for completing the Mage Tower challenge in Timewalking with every spec. It's 36. That's 36 challenges. That's pretty daunting. And so I asked myself, is it that fair? Would it be fair for the game to ask people, okay, cool, you did all 36 challenges back in the day. Hey, grats, man. Okay, now take those characters. I want you to level all of them up to 60. Get your stuff, and then come on back. Ooh, that's kind of rough. So that makes me wonder whether, again, if the Mage Tower is going to be, how is the scaling going to work? One way or the other? Is it going to be another weird thing? And I'm not sure. It's pretty. I'm interested though. I think I do want to check it out. Yeah, Peter. When Legion Timewalking first starts, they had said it numerous times that it's going to start off as a 2-week event. Afterwards, it's going to go down to like a 1-week thing, and I'm pretty sure, just like how they introduced BC Timewalk. When Burning Crusade Classic was about to launch, they're like, "Hey, dude, let's make a thing out of it. We're gonna throw in BC Timewalking over on Shadowlands side of the game." Boom! They can, so they can do that. They can just kind of hit a switch, activate the event. Cool. I very, very strongly believe that they're capable of doing this for Legion Timewalking as well. I'm also very confident that there's going to be some initial bugs and problems that make a 2-week event kind of like, okay, it'd be a good idea. Players will enjoy it, blah, blah, blah. It'll give us a chance to do some fixes and so on and so forth before it comes back like freaking 5-6 months later. I still strongly believe that I still strongly believe that the gap between Timewalking events, it should be either gone or it should be like much shorter, or it should just change. Like, I wouldn't be so mad like if they did kind of a little bit of both. So think of this, folks. Think of like, 1 week it's like we get BC Timewalking, cool, but it lasts for 2 weeks. It just extends. BC Timewalking, 1 week, and then the other week, and then on the subsequent week, then we get Wrath Timewalking. And then we just have Wrath Timewalking, and it's just a thing that just sits there, for a little while. And then that's it. 2 weeks between each of the expansions. And on top of that, there's no breaks. There's always a Timewalking thing going on. But there's also a bit of a spread between each one. I just think it's cool to have more ways to level up, more things to do, more things to get on top of everything else that we're already doing. I fully buy into having some sort of simple thing like that for people to enjoy. I said earlier, October is almost half over. That's right. October is almost half over. You know what? I'm wrong about things a lot. But I like guessing, though. I like guessing anyway. It sounds reasonable for this patch to come out kind of towards the end of the month. If anything, if we're going to hear about anything soon, we're going to hear about it in the next 2 weeks. But also, because it's a 0.5 patch, it's not exactly a big deal to give folks like a lot of lead time either. There's not going to be a season ending alert. And I think folks are they're counting the days. They're looking at the clock. Time is going a lot slower for some folks. For people who are paying so much attention to social media and Wowhead and Twitter and yada yada yada, time is going really slow for people. And so this patch is it's going to feel even longer for folks. And it is longer. Don't get me wrong. We're already like, oh shucks, 4 months into we're 4 months into this patch. Where normally it'd be around like 3-ish months before we move on to the next content patch. So for people who are feeling fatigued, whether it was before or even now, I don't blame you at all, not one bit. But I think people are paying like really close attention to things, and it's just kind of like, and I think mentally it's wearing folks down. Me and myself says that MO, there should be Timewalking every other week, and there should be a weekly quest for every type of content. One weekly quest for raiding, one for world content, one for PvP, etc. One quest. Just one quest. One weekly quest for raiding. Didn't we have that like at some point? And I forgot what we got for that. I mean, for world content, there's like one that comes up every day. There are several weekly quests. Getting anima, saving souls, doing the Korthia dance or the Korthia song, Covenant callings. There's the dungeon quests. There's the PvP quests over in Oribos. More is always better, but not that there's zero things either. I've said that all along that the logic lines. I've said along that the logic lines up to be when Renown 80 is available. I mean, that was a good starting barometer, right? It would be very weird if the 915 patch were to release before Renown 80, because then we would have a totally different conversation, right? I can imagine it now. Hey guys, blah blah blah. Once 915 patches, we'll be at Renown 76 or something like that. So it's going to be 2 weeks until you get to actually access all the cool benefits of 915. People would be lit. Actually, no, I'm sorry. People would be livid. There we go. That's a much better word to use. They'd be like, "Wow, Blizz, releasing a patch and then time gating the things on the patch, right from the start. Good go." That's the sort of conversation that'd be taking place right now if patch 915 was going to come out before hitting Renown 80. So they dodged that bullet. And who knows, maybe on a better release schedule, that might have been the plan. That might have been what they were thinking of doing from the start. And they're like, oh, it's not going to work out. But I guess it will work out in the end anyway. But I based on what we're seeing so far and fewer and fewer changes that are being made, I think the end is in sight. What me myself means is that every week we get to choose between 5 different weekly quests, one for PvP. That way we can get to pick the weekly we like every week. Wouldn't someone want to say, hey, I want all of them, right? I want it all, and I want it now. Yeah, why not do it all? So, the Great Vault is kind of that already. To be honest, it is. Hey guys, you want a decent piece of gear? Cool. Kill some raid bosses. You want more choices for gear? Oh, kill some more raid bosses. It may not be to everyone's satisfaction, but there's, like I said, it's not zero. Would I play an hour with us together through the mercenary tutorial for the mount in WoW? It's for free. Oh, that's a good idea. Actually, I think that'd be a really good idea. If we get to do this thing together, because I have no idea what's going on. Sorry, Donut County. I think we'll be playing some Hearthstone instead. Oh god, that means I need to redo all my sound settings and stuff. But no, that's a good idea. I think we'll do that. I think from what I've heard, the Peter only hasn't tested the Mage Tower, correct? That's correct. Mage Tower is the last major thing that needs to be tested. Let's see. The Vault is Big 3 only. Yeah, but then didn't you just say earlier, me, myself, something about we get to choose 5 different weekly quests, one for PvP, for PvPers, one for raids, for raiders, and etc. Yeah, that's it. So, I recall some of me myself's contents. He's very big on world content, and frankly, so am I. But I also, want to acknowledge all the other bits of content that people like to enjoy as well. So it's hard. I still would love to see something like so for example, Valor points. I'll try to explain this as cleanly as possible. I would love to have a Valor vendor again, one that sold gear that could be upgraded a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. Stuff that so people can kind of enjoy that feeling of obtaining higher level gear again. It wouldn't be optimized or anything, but being able to eventually obtain a full set of heroic raid level gear, something like that, over the course of weeks or maybe months, I think that'd be cool. I would love it if Valor was obtained from everything from raids to all PvE content, from raids and dungeons to the daily heroic, to completing outdoor world content and quests, to legacy content. Even if it was just even if it's just a pathetic amount of Valor. If I could farm every single old LF, raid finder difficulty raid and get pretty close to like the Valor cap or whatever it is, I think that'd be cool. And I don't think it would hurt anybody either. Because ultimately, these people who are earning raid gear, they're not even raiding. Oh, gross. What's the problem with that? You're not going to play with those folks anyway. So how do they affect you, Mr. and Mrs. Raider? I would love to have like a simplified system like that just lets everyone have a path. And in the meantime, if there are cool patch features, some people are kind of like back and forth over the Archivist Codex and whatnot, but they could still have stuff like that. It's just that the rewards that you would get from that would be mostly cosmetic. They'd be related to like outdoor world perks, things like that. Things that raiders and high-end PvPers and dungeon heads that they don't really need to worry about, but it's something to do. And in the meantime, there's a different progression path for anybody and everybody. I think it'd be cool. I rarely ever had anything in the vault, and the few times the gear was lower than the rep. Than the rep gear? Damn, that's rough. What's currently the best way to farm Valor? Is it low-level keys? Yes. I think low-level keys would be like the fastest way to do it. But if you're doing higher keys, then you get more Valor as your key level goes up, which is kind of nice. Even if the Valor gear was... Lucas says that even if the Valor gear was able to be used to purchase off-spec gear, it'd be great for multi-spec classes like druids and so on and so forth. No, I think it'd be cool. I guess that would be kind of a weakness of going back to an old school Valor system. Are the people who are like, well, I'm a druid. I'm special. I'm more special than the rabble. It's the difference between a druid and a warlock. Warlock only used to get that one set. That's cool. Druid is like, I need 4 because I'm better people than you. Not to say that that's a reason to not do anything, but it's a challenge to overcome. That would kill the boosting community, don't you think? No, I don't think it would. People would boost all day, every day. Nothing would change. There'd be shifts. Whatever. If people want to boost or be boosted, it's gonna happen. The only reason why boosting is becoming a bigger and bigger problem, to be perfectly honest, is because content creators won't shut up about it. That's it. That is it. Because it's always been around. Whether it was straight boosting with cash, whether it was gold boosting that we see today, whether it was I'm pouring that coffee super loud. Whether it's GDKP runs, remember those? That was a thing. It's not going anywhere. It was gonna keep happening. It's just that content creators may make a big stink out of it because it gets clicks. That's the really nasty truth about it, to be honest. First time live and I like the format. Yeah, format? There's a format? I'm just kind of like shotgunning stuff. Dun dun dun. Let's see. I'm gonna stay on YouTube for today. So I'm gonna be doing that and streams and other such things. Secondary progression that makes you better at farming old content, giving you. Well, sorry. Let me repeat. Josh Clark is saying. Secondary progression that makes you better at farming old content, giving further character customization, and reopening old world content in the style of Visions of Chromie stuff. Oh, is that a suggestion? Because that sounds fun. The best thing I love about YouTube live streaming is no freaking pre-roll ads. Ooh, that reminds me. Am I monetizing this? It's off. Great. Well, that's wonderful. I love streaming for free. Now I know you guys love no pre-roll ads, and that ad blockers work for you. But when nothing happens, when you're working and then you find out that you're working for free, it's kind of It's kind of depressing. Get rid of boosting, to be honest. You can only get rid of boosting if you get rid of the players who want the boost. You gotta kill the demand somehow. Kill two things: attack the demand and attack the visibility. Attacking the visibility is right now the biggest struggle that Blizzard faces right now. There is a video that I have where I basically talk people through how to set up an add-on. It sucks. Now, by principle, it sucks that I need an add-on to block advertisements, Blizz. But you know what? There's a solution that you can use right now. And if you're not using it, then that's your fault. It's all right, dude. I forgot what it's called. But I made a video on it. Just pull up like, So Breezy ad blocker or something like that, and then that'll do it. Thank you, Kirk. Wow. Member, yay! Thank you very much, Kirk. Much appreciated. But yeah, you can block those ads. In 915, there's going to be small thing. There's one more small thing that Blizzard's doing, and they're making it so that, and I have a feeling this is going to be low-key damaging to some folks. Because in order to make a group in the group finder for like mythic keys and stuff like that, you're going to need an authenticator if you want to customize the look, customize like the text and whatever. Otherwise, you just put up like presets, group stuff, with names and things like that. So that does help to kill advertisements on the pre-made group tool. It's something. And I'm sure that Blizzard is doing whatever they can to combat the spam. It's just hard because if you think about it, fighting spam doesn't just mostly involves banning accounts that people aren't even really playing. They just happen to be stolen accounts that have an authenticator attached to it that didn't have an authenticator attached to it. So people just like picked up the accounts and they're just using like their whole little battalion of accounts to use. The other one are people who are being paid to the boosters themselves. So you'll see spam around that says, "Hey, we're recruiting people on this server so they can help out and be a part of our boosting community," and they'll basically get a job. they'll get a job to spam this stuff in their own way, and so those are a little bit harder to block or ban because they are actual players and they're like doing stuff and they just happen to probably be queuing up for stuff or doing other things, and they're like, okay, cool, let me just put out a few things, and then they just pass off the messages to the actual like the brokers, and then that person who was advertising, maybe they'll take part in the boost. It's a complicated thing, actually. I think Bellular did a thing on how that works, and it's a very big industry. But again, it's mostly gaining visibility, not because of, it's already been like a big thing, but content creators help make it bigger, to be honest. Let's see. Boosting is not the problem. The problem is the boosting communities. Boosting was in the game since the beginning, and it was not as savage as it is now. They are bigger. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downplay, it's only because of, social media. No. It has gotten bigger because of people's demands. Because, I don't want to farm for conduits and things like that and blah, blah, blah. I just want the gear. Okay. You just want the gear. That's cool. I mean, if you're getting the gear, but you're not going through the efforts of like getting your conduits up or, your soul binds or your legendary thing, then oh man, that's totally you. What I think there also isn't enough of, there aren't enough people that just want to work together. It's that whole need to feel a bit more, God, what's that button, or what's that term? People want to get that dopamine rush even faster, and people love to blame Blizzard. It's like, oh yeah, they're just trying to increase our time played with like little dopamine rushes with Titan forging and yada yada yada. But players are doing it to themselves too. They're paying for boosts and all that, and we're seeing Blizzard trying to combat that in various ways. Like that's what's happening with Season of Mastery. which I think might be kind of fun for people who are interested in that sort of thing, that they want to experience WoW abridged for the most part. A bit faster leveling, getting into content a little bit faster. One thing, and I haven't talked about this in the weekly or anything yet, but just real quick, I think Season of Mastery would work out like way cooler and better if it wasn't just about how you play the game and how it feels different, but at the end, I would love Season of Mastery to include things like along the lines of like achievements, leaderboards, stuff to make it so that, hey, dude, like we've been, at the end of this season, I want to be acknowledged for the things that I had done, not to just have like these characters be thrown to some non-season. But we don't know how Season of Mastery is going to work quite yet. I have a feeling that it's going to work a little bit similarly to Diablo 3, where, hey, cool, it's a new season, guys, it's going to last for a year, let's go, let's get to it. And then people will make their characters, they'll get their gear, they'll get their achievements, or not achievements, but you know what I mean. They'll get their stuff. And at the end of it, they're all going to get thrown to this all the characters from these servers or whatever, they're going to be thrown into this off-season bucket. So you can still enjoy those characters. Cool. That'd be great. Or maybe you'll have to choose which ones that you'll need to do because of the 50 character account limit. So you'll choose which ones that you want to throw over into the non-season things. And then maybe after a while, the other characters, they'll get nuked. Maybe. Or they'll get archived. I don't know. There's all sorts of ways that they can do it. And to be honest, Blizzard, if you guys have had any experience doing stuff on the player test realm, on the PTR, you know that they have snapshots of every character that you've ever made. You can see that, and I think that's kind of cool. So they hold on to all that data, but as for active characters, that's a different story. So I think they can do something like that, similar to how similar to the PTR. They'll just kind of like freeze everyone, and then you just kind of choose. Okay, cool. Off-season stuff, you can choose a number of characters that you want to reactivate or whatever, and then the rest you need to pay for. Oh, that'd be a way to. Oh man, I'm giving them ideas on how to monetize. That's not good. Uh-oh. Brian says that I know that I'm way too casual to worry about boosting. I don't even have a full set of Korthia gear. I just really farm old transmog items to try and look cool. Nice. And don't let anyone talk you down on that either. But yeah, that's really it. WoW is I haven't said it in a while, maybe, but WoW is kind of like two things. Some people take World of Warcraft and they'll just think like, oh, what's Blizzard spoon feeding me in this patch? Oh, this is so inadequate. Blah. But I don't know. I think that's from a lot of these, from some of these folks, maybe there's like kind of a lack of imagination or a lack of, maybe just a lack of imagination in part of some people that are like, I only want to soak into things that are like right now, and that right now is all that counts, and the rest of it is trash, or that it's irrelevant, or whatever. Just the other day, I had all of a sudden, like this revelation, and I was like, I want every shield in the game, and I'm like, and it was like 2 a.m. I'm like, oh, this isn't good. This is a bad idea. So I was configuring one of my add-ons, all the things. I reconfigured it to only track shields, nothing else, nothing but shields. And so I was looking, I was like, okay, I'm this far into it. I gotta go here, gotta go here, gotta go here. And so I just started where maybe I'll shoot a video on this. What I would do is, pop in somewhere. I think in this case, I popped into Draenor, and I just pulled up Draenor. I'm like, all right, show me all the shields in outdoor content in Draenor, and boom, it pulls it up. There were like 2, I think. One of them was from a rare that has a 4-hour spawn time. I'm like, nope, I'm not camping that. And the other one was from a regular rare. So I, control click or whatever, and I have an add-on that makes the tracking pin have an unlimited distance. So all the way over, from my garrison in Frostfire all the way to Tanan Jungle, there's like some rare that might drop a shield. Cool. Let me find this dude. 7,000 yards away. Let's go. Fly over. Get it. Got the shield. Oh, dopamine rush. Felt good. And so that's going to be I think that's going to be kind of the thing. That might be kind of the thing that I do for a little while. Transmog farming. Which is, kind of honestly a really cool and chill thing to do. If I'm talking with folks and hanging out. Hey, Letitia. If I'm chilling with folks, hanging out, doing my thing, I think that'd be a lot of fun. So I don't know if I'll be doing that this week or if I'm going to be waiting to do it back on Twitch, but we'll find out. Before we get on, I'm working on the Raid Finder Tomb of Sargeras Paladin set. Last week, for those who had missed it, I had completed Tomb of Sargeras solo. It took a while. But I did manage to solo kill Jaden as well, and I felt particularly proud of that one. Where are you, BattleNet? I felt pretty proud of that one. You need to be a purple paladin. Oh, yeah. So that's the Raid Finder version of it, right? I do like that the colors for those sets are super different. I like what's my favorite? The yellow one. I think it's heroic. Maybe that's heroic. I'm not entirely sure. But it was a lot of fun.